How's it going? Welcome back, my beautiful sinners, to another great video here on The Savior Show. If you're new to the channel, which is likely, please consider subscribing. It would mean so much to me. You have no idea how much that would mean to me. So it's just a simple click of a button and I would appreciate it. I am going to show you some gameplay of the Dead Space Remake, but for the beginning of the video, I just have to show some family-friendly B-roll because remember the new YouTube policies. We can't have naughty video game violence. You aren't mature enough for that. You're a little baby, okay? It's past your bedtime, okay? So no video game violence for you, my friend, okay? This is a PG-13 show, because if you watch my content, you'll know that I'm perfectly family-friendly. And in this Dead Space Remake review, I'm going to be brutally honest, and I'm only going to discuss the new additions to the remake of Dead Space. I'm not going to talk about the game itself and review the game because we have all played Dead Space, and if you haven't and this is your first time, then you are in for something special, because I personally believe that this is how remakes should be done. This is the new standard for remakes, in my opinion. So if you enjoy game retrospective reviews and philosophical videos and exposing the establishment, like I said, make sure you do join this channel. Oh, this is the most family-friendly scene of all in all of Dead Space. Are you ready? Are you ready?
Huh? What do you do? Hug it out. Here, Elmo. It's okay. What?
Do bear in mind that my review is based on the early build of the game. I always make sure to disclose that because some people get upset with me. I can form my own opinion based on something that I've played. I don't need to play it in full to tell you if it's worth buying or not. I do this early to save you money, because pre-orders are the things that are destroying the modern day gaming industry, and most reviewers you can't trust because a lot of them are paid off and shills like IGN. So I'm doing this to save you money in the first place. I've played enough to give you my honest review of this Dead Space Remake, I believe, and the rest is up to you as the consumer. So let's go. I am not easygoing when it comes to corporate media, scumbags, and liars, okay? And I honestly feel that games just aren't as fun as they used to be, because it's kind of like you're playing movies nowadays. It's more for a casual audience. Gaming developers lie and they do these crazy marketing campaigns and basically show you false gameplay and can literally lie to you now on what the game actually is, and then when you get it, it's something completely different. That never used to be the case, and I really do try and combat that as much as possible. But for once, I'm actually happy. I'm actually positive and relieved because the Dead Space Remake is great, okay? This is the new standard for remakes, okay? This sets a high bar. So the Dead Space Remake is a remake, okay? It's not a remaster. I honestly think remasters are just a joke, and that is the biggest cash grab of all. A remake, and a lot of them say that they're remakes when it is basically a remaster. This is a true remake, okay? But of course now it's in this new Frostbite upgraded engine. You can tell they took time and detail here, like they did with, you know, games with high quality lighting systems like Dark Souls 2 or Doom 3. I know not everyone likes those games, but the lighting in them is good, and the lighting in the new Dead Space Remake is superb, and I'm a sucker for some high quality lighting. They've also added like a new kind of Doom Eternal flesh system with the enemies, so they actually dismember in even more gory ways. You know, they actually lose the flesh and then they just become bones, and then you have to destroy like the skeleton. It just makes it even more horrific and disgusting, but so much more impactful, and I love it. But the best thing about this remake is you get 10% pretty much new content, okay? So we're gonna dive into exactly what that new content is. As you can see, I'm a professional YouTuber. Susan Wojcicki needs to promote me because I even have notes. Oh, I'm gonna put IGN out of a job. Now, I am just gonna say the only negative thing about this, because I've got a lot of good stuff to say about this, and that is they have changed the character models for a lot of the character designs, and a lot of them, it's this new modern bullshit that they love to do in the modern day gaming industry, and it's not just the gaming industry, let's be real, but basically they've made a lot of the characters older for some reason. They do that in everything now, like the new Last of Us TV show, and uglier, okay? That's I don't know why, because I guess they don't want to stereotype and they don't want people to feel bad about themselves. God forbid people have negative emotions or get offended. We can't have that anymore. So the characters look like old turds for some reason, but the graphics are very nice, okay? So now, the good stuff, okay?
You can't do it dirty. You gotta do it clean. And here's how. This stuff, right here, this stuff, this is the good stuff.
So now the map is actually open and connected, kind of like Dark Souls. No, but it does remind me of Prey and stuff like that, where now this place, the ship that you're exploring, it doesn't feel like video game levels. It actually feels like a, real place that you're exploring, and you can easily backtrack now. There's no loading screens or stuff like that. You used to have to get a little train to go to the next level. You can still fast travel, but now it is fully open and connected, and there are like little shortcuts and stuff like that, and it just makes the world so much more connected, and I think it's just amazing. You now have full control in the spacewalking sections and the zero gravity sections, and it just adds a whole new layer to the gameplay of verticality and all that kind of stuff, which is great. The best way I can describe the Dead Space remake, and I hope I am describing it well enough for my Dead Space remake review, because I want to be accurate with my words here. I do feel like this reminds me a lot of Scholar of the First Sin, which is an addition for Dark Souls 2, where it's basically a remake of the original game, but what they've done, they haven't built it exactly how it was originally. They've changed things around, with the enemy layouts and the placements of the enemies, the AI reaction times and how they are actually reacting to you, the player, is also changed. The difficulty, the weapon unlocks, you will get different weapons in different sections of the game now, and stuff like that. I think that's a great design choice because it keeps the old school Dead Space players interested, because they're going to experience something new.
New card. What do you think?
Oh, very nice.
Now, just a quick word from my sponsor today, and I'm so happy to be working with these amazing people because their products are just out of this world. So check out Lost in Cult. They will be making some exciting announcements this week for their latest gaming journal, volume number 5. Now, volume number 5 includes amazing artwork and interviews featuring games such as Scorn and Cult of the Lamb. Lost in Cult is a great service if you are a hardcore gamer like myself and you want something physical. Lost in Cult create amazing gaming journals, something physical that you can have in your hands. I highly recommend that you grab the deluxe version. It's a limited run, only available to purchase during the campaign, and it's 90% sold out already, so make sure that you grab it now. This will be your last chance. I highly recommend it, and I can't wait to receive mine. Campaign funding for Lock On Volume 5 ends on the 1st of February, so you don't have that long to get it. Get it now. Secure your place now at www.lostincult.co.uk. It's an honor to work with people who are passionate about the artistry of video games, so make sure you go check them out. Now let's get back to my review of Dead Space. Now I want to talk about a new feature that's been added, and I absolutely love it, because now with this new interconnected spaceship and open layout of the map, it basically encourages you to explore a lot more. So they've added a new feature called security clearance, okay? And basically now when you loot, some things will be locked and they'll need a security clearance to actually loot the items. And basically you get higher ranks of access by completing story missions and even side missions, which I'm going to talk about just now. But I just like that because it basically gives you an incentive to go back and explore previous areas or look more closely and find new areas that are hiding resources that you can use to upgrade your weapons and stuff like that, which is great. That's what I like to see, actual new innovative, it's not that innovative, but it's adding new gameplay mechanics. It's not just cinematic BS, it's adding gameplay features. So yes, they have actually added side quests and missions, which is pretty cool. You're not going to get many of them, but it does actually flesh out the game even more, and you actually get to see new in-game cutscenes, like holograms and stuff like that, and it just makes it even more fleshed out and great. And the final thing that they've changed is the dialogue. They've basically rewrote a bunch of stuff. Some of it I like, some of it I'm not so sure about. They've made it kind of more just unemotional and tone deaf, which I don't like. But most of the time, I would say it's a welcome change. They've actually, redesigned the sound design, which I'm a big audiophile because I'm a musician. If you're not aware, go listen to my music on Spotify. And I really appreciate good high quality sound design, especially in a horror survival game like this. It's very important. Footsteps, the creaking of the ships, the monsters, the horrible jump scares and stuff like that, all great. The goriness, the impact of your bullets, they all have been upgraded, and I think it sounds a lot better than the original. They've even added some new music to the game, kind of like what they did with the Halo Anniversary Edition, where they kind of give you two options to go for the original or the new remade soundtrack. You are mostly going to hear the original music, but the new tracks are in there and they're not bad. And you even find new audio logs, and the audio logs that you might remember are completely different now, and some people might not like that. I'm kind of mixed on it because a remake is a remake, but at the same time I do still feel they need to pay as much respect to the original as possible, and I feel like they did change the writing a little bit too much for my liking, but it's still not bad. The atmosphere here is just as good, if not more dense and impactful. And the last thing is you are no longer a silent protagonist, which I don't like, but hey, that's what the gaming industry likes. They like someone constantly talking. Thankfully, you are not being constantly bombarded with your inner dialogue telling you that you need to push a button like you can't figure it out yourself, so it's not too bad. So there you have it. That is my Dead Space Remake game review. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you do subscribe to the channel. Check out my music on Spotify. And yeah, I would say that the Dead Space Remake is the best edition of Dead Space so far. I hope this Dead Space Remake game review was useful and it helped you decide if you're going to buy the game or not. And I'll see you in the next video. Have a great day. Peace out.